My terrible childhood. I feel I simply must confess I was severely depressed as a child. I mean, I must have been. Nothing else makes sense. Just look at the evidence. Running wild, hours unsupervised, unscrutinized, dangerous activities, scrapes and cuts on elbows, knees, and even butts often left unattended, unanesthetized, mended by nothing but time and the next hazardous thing in line for us to do. And even if we tried to display our latest boo-boo, what were we likely to hear? Oh, go on with you. Shoo! Shooed away in my hour of need. A ruder day hath ne'er before been seen. In dismay, I look back on those days, knowing now I was victimized, neglected. Though I don't remember being so, what else could I have been but dejected? Second-hand bikes on gravel roads, toads and frogs with bare hands collected. These memories aren't subjective. No, I have black and white photos to show. Ignore the smiles in them. They're clearly to cover the bile and venom persistently characterizing our existence. More than once I walked home alone from the high school, 5 miles, much of that trek uphill. I am long overdue for a pill to help me get through the trauma I'm coping with still. I think you'll agree this is not just drama. Where was my daddy? And where was my mama? I could have most surely been killed, kidnapped, attacked by a rabid squirrel. In what world was it acceptable for me, a susceptible teenage child, to endure such a hazardous trudge? And this without even earbuds. No music, no TikTok, no texts, no popular podcasts. Just me with my own thoughts for hours as I walked. What else could I have been but downcast, outcast, outclassed, passed by with what for entertainment? Interesting clouds in the sky? Colorful butterflies? Fresh air and time and muscles building up in my thighs? Come on! Let's just call it what it was. Let's make signs and march for the cause. I was made to walk because I was subjected to cruelty. Any 12 fools in the jury box will see my parents and other authorities were definitely, undoubtedly guilty of not being nicer to me. Where was my savior back then to snatch me away from child labor back then? I mowed lawns, split wood, shoveled snow, raked leaves and hay in the heat of the day while other kids were off to summer camps. If we wanted to jump with our bikes, we had to make our own ramps. How am I even still standing? And I will shout this from here to Texas. I had to get up and switch channels without the aid of Alexis. Now, some may claim I don't have enough to justify litigation. But they're not taking in the point I am making. This is bigger than the Watergate break-in, and I am in need of some proper remuneration. Now, I know when I've reminisced about my childhood, I may have insisted before that it was great. But that was a state of denial. I'm up on current thought and style and now know that what seemed my halcyon home was basically nothing but Stockholm Syndrome. I was an impressionable, giggling drone prone to an overly narrow world view, stitched into traditions, lulled into conditions, made to believe that such things as constancy, love, rarely spoken but certainly known, work, responsibility, forgiveness, interdependence. These were the components that made a fulfilling life? Ha! A likely story. That was all before we knew just what was what. Those sturdy old clapboards and staple-filled cupboards were all just part of a massive cover-up to make us think we were happy and well, when in fact we were nothing but naive, miserable minions in an American hell.